Hi, I'm Shoshana Littman. I am a Maggiddah Jewish storyteller, and the story I have for you right now is from my teacher, Yitzhak Buxbaum of Brooklyn, New York, and he published it in a book called Jewish Tales of Holy Women. This is my second take on this story because the first time I sang it and told it, I used a melody that I had been using for years, and all the women in my family use this melody when we bless our Shabbos candles. But really, it's for Hanukkah, which is a very happy holiday in the winter, and the melody is major. It's in a major key. Now, a very wise rabbi named Rabbi Hanna Tiferet Siegel, who is also a composer, heard this. She said, "Oh, you gotta try doing the Shabbos song, please. It's a whole different energy. Be much better." So she sent me the link. I learned it, and now I'm going to sing it for you inside the story. I'll change the words just a little bit so it's appropriate for a story, because I'm not actually lighting the candles. Then I would say a few words a little differently. But here we go. This story is about Shprintze, which is a Yiddish word which means hope. And she's so hopeful, and her story is so hopeful. Now, if she were Ladino, Spanish speaking, she would be Esperanza. And were she Israeli, she might be Tikva. And an English speaking Canadian might be called Hope. But she was Shprintze, and she lived in Poland toward the end of the 1700s with her husband, Rabbi Yaakov Yitzhak, who later became known as the seer of Lublin. And when they were young, they were so poor. And there was such a challenge for Shprintze. Every Shabbos, every Friday night, she would have to prepare for it. She'd want to prepare a beautiful Sabbath meal with challah, braided bread, with wine, maybe a little chicken soup. And of course, she would want to light candles just as the Sabbath began at sunset. But one Erev Shabbos, that'd be the afternoon just before Shabbos started, she couldn't find a candle. And she couldn't even find a kopek, a penny, with which to buy more. And she's feeling terrible. She's looking, she's searching. She found an old sock. She found a book she'd been looking for forever. But no candles, no kopek. Now you might think, well, why doesn't she just go ask a neighbor? But then if she asked a neighbor and her neighbor was generous and also poor, they might give away their last candle, and then they couldn't light candles for Shabbos. And what good would that do? So she's feeling very upset, very distraught. And she just headed out into the street and she spoke directly to heaven. And she said, "Rabboina Shel Olam, Master of the universe, it's not for my sake that I want to light the candles. It's for yours. I want to bring more of your holy light into this world." Now, when you speak from your heart, even electronically, it goes to the heart. And when a holy person prays and asks, we say heaven fulfills. So that's what happened, because she was very holy. And all of a sudden, there was this young man, very wealthy man, riding on a carriage through town. He's heading off. He doesn't care about Shabbos. He just wants to go party, wine, woman, song in another town. But he hates to see a woman cry. And there's Shprintze crying in the street. So he stops his carriage. He gets out and he asks her, "What's wrong?" And so she explains that she can't find a candle to light for Shabbos, and she's never gone without this before, and she doesn't even have a kopek with which to buy more. And he says, "Wow, that's easy to fix." And he reaches into his pocket, gives her some money. Now, for him, this is nothing. He's a wealthy man. But for Shprintze, this is everything. She is so full of gratitude. And she said, she thanked him, Hashem Dank. And then she said, "May you be blessed with the light of these candles you have bought." Hey, he doesn't care about blessings or candles. He's just happy she's not crying anymore. He gets in his carriage and off he goes to party. And Shprintze runs to the last shop that's still open in town before Shabbos. She buys her candles, she takes them home, and then she lights them. And she waves her hands 3 times over them, and then she sings this ancient song. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotov v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. And then she said all the beautiful blessings we have for the temple being rebuilt so there'll be peace for the whole planet. And she prayed for her family and for the Jewish people and all people. And she said a special blessing for that young man, that he may experience an opening of his heart, and he would open to the wonders of Hashem and do teshuvah, turn himself around and realize his full potential. And at that very moment, this young man is riding along, he's excited about where he's going, and suddenly, whoa, it was like his heart opened up and he was aware of the entire cosmos. This has never happened to him before. And he looks back over his life and wonders, whoa, what's my purpose? What have I been up to? And he remembered that wonderful feeling he had when he helped Shprintze. And so he thought maybe if he went back to that place where he had helped her, he would know what to do. So he went back to the little shtetl, the little village where he had met Shprintze, but of course she wasn't there. And there were candles burning in all the windows in that little town. How would he know which one contained the candles that he had contributed to? Just then, a young man came walking, coming home from praying in synagogue. And this is Rabbi Yaakov Yitzchak, the future seer of Lublin, who can see from this world to the next. And he knows this is the man whom his holy wife has blessed. So he very gently, very warmly invites this young man into their home where he sees the candles burning, and he joins them for a beautiful meal. It's very simple, but it's so holy. And he becomes a disciple of the great seer of Lublin and becomes a great Torah scholar himself. And Shprintze, well, she continues to do the wonderful things she's always done. And her story continues to inspire us to this very day, that no matter where we are on our journey through life, we can change, we can grow, we can open up to the tremendous possibilities within us and be all that we possibly can be. So, the new year is coming. May you have a blessed, open, safe, and healthy, and most importantly, kind new year. Shana Tova, a very good year.